as I was saying, I have a really good diet plan, and I just make sure not to like eat anything unhealthy usually. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just like to stay on the clean lifestyle, lean bulk.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Bro, you too?
Yeah.
Taco Bell? Is that Taco Bell? Bruh. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Voro-Pod. Today we're going to be talking about mental health and how to deal with like unmotivation, unconfidence, and I think we'll be mainly focusing on those two. Before we get into that, you do anything fun with your boring life, Alec?
My
I'm
boring
kidding, I'm
life?
kidding, I'm
Wow.
kidding.
That's crazy. What do I do? I'm actually studying for an exam right now, so I'm kind of stuck in the house a lot today. I was studying all day. Probably gonna study for a couple more days. I could get that exam down and finally
Yeah.
finished with. It's been
What's it
a
on?
while. What's it on? It's
Uh-huh.
on the business of IT. So it's
Alec,
what's
you're a
up?
business expert.
Am I a business expert?
I've been told.
Well, it's okay. It's the business of IT. It's not about business. Like, it has nothing to do with business. I don't know how to explain it any other way. It's so difficult
I
to
get it. I'm
explain.
just messing with you. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like the business of IT, meaning how to run an IT company and
yeah.
mainly just like tech stuff and just like all the terms with tech.
How
Don't
to
worry about it,
form,
Alec.
how to
You'll
form it as well. So
you'll perform
it's
well when the time comes.
hopefully.
Yeah, I believe in you. You
Yeah, I
feeling a
should
little
be.
stressed?
Not really, actually. I got it down to like 77%. I only need 65% uh
To pass.
to pass. So I got it down to 77%. I want to get it up to an 85% by tomorrow, and then
Mm-hmm.
after that, I'm not worried.
Yeah, I got a test coming up on Friday and then next Friday. So I got a lot of studying to do as well, but I'm feeling confident. I feel comfortable in the classes. Maybe like a little uneasy, but I think I'll do fine. Just got to do a little studying. No, I actually have
Nice.
a funny story. I went bowling with my friends on, shoot, was it like Saturday night? And
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, like when we were bowling there, we're kind of just messing around. So, you know how the bowling people sometimes get mad at you when you throw like multiple balls at the same time?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so those people did not care at all at the desk that night. Like, we started messing around, like throwing slow ones and then like throwing them like into each other and like bouncing them around and everywhere.
Uh
It
huh.
was so fun. We're just like messing around. We haven't done that in a while. I went with one of my friends that got married, so just like kind of nice to get out and like hang out with him again. But yeah, we were just doing that. At one point, all four of us threw some, and they're just like a bunch of like bowling balls in the alley. It was kind of fun, and yeah, I just wanted to say something about that. But then after bowling, we actually went to, it was some like Mexican place that was open at nighttime. It was already close to 12 o'clock, and we ordered burritos and stuff. Sitting down, just eating, enjoying ourselves, and like a group of 30-year-olds walked in, and like they're a little loud because I think one of them was drunk or something. And then there was a table of a bunch of high kids. I think there's like three of them actually, like two guys and a girl. And this drunk guy was like at the condiment table getting like I think relish or something in the little canister,
Mm.
and he was leaning over on the table, and for some reason the chairs are still stacked on top of the tables, like you know how it was in COVID.
Yeah, like when it's like closed
Yeah.
down or whatever.
Yeah, for some reason they have like a couple tables still like that. So he was like leaning over it, and this guy's drunk. Like you can clearly, he's like wobbling and stuff,
Hmm.
but he has a relish in his hand, and then all of a sudden I hear like a bunch of crashing noises. I have a video, or actually no. So I hear a bunch of crashing noises, and the table like flips over, chairs all over the floor. This guy's like laying on the floor with the relish spilled everywhere, and like me and my friends look over and we're like, kind of like, oh, that's kind of interesting, and like giggle a little bit, but like nothing loud. And the people that were high across the store, they started busting down laughing, and the guy that's on the floor like looks over at them, pissed, and then doesn't think anything of it, and he's like cleaning up, and just like 5 minutes go by, and his boy comes out of the bathroom, and he's like, bro, you good? And then he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I laugh at that when he said, bro, you good? But like they didn't hear still. But then, like I said, 5 minutes go by, and then this guy like cleaned up everything, looks over to the group of teenagers, like 20-year-olds, and says, bro, you good? And then the other one's like, yeah, I'm good, you good? And then he slowly starts getting closer to that table, and he's like, yo, what you laughing at me for, fool? It's like some like Mexican like gangster accent or whatever he's talking about. And then he's like, I wasn't laughing at you. Like, why are you getting up in my face? I started recording this part, and I have like a whole minute long video. I can probably show it in there, if it's loud enough. It's kind of quiet because I was far away. I just thought it was so funny. He's like, I'm gonna snatch that gold chain off your neck right now, and then like saying, oh, I'm gonna shoot you, and they're going crazy, and like I'm like, you know what, this isn't even worth it. So I told we already finished eating, and I said like to my friends, let's go, it's not worth it. And like when we walk out, I'm like, oh, someone needs to grow up, and they just like looked at me, but they didn't like really pay attention. And we walked out, and then I think like 30 seconds later, when we're at our cars, the Mexican guys that were high walked out, and they're like, F word, I want to beat that pussy right now. And this guy's like probably half a foot short. I'm like, bro, you're not gonna do anything. But I just thought it was funny.
He said it to you?
No, he said it to those people that were yelling him inside.
Oh, okay. I thought you came out and said it to you.
But like those guys were like my height, and there's like 3 of them. One was drunk, and 2 of them were like normal, and they seemed somewhat legit. They're like tatted up. You can like, they're kind of scary if you're 5'5" or whatever. But I was like, what the heck? This is what happens at Mexican restaurants at 12 o'clock. It was just a funny experience. Like, yeah, I got a video of it. Might post it like right here. But you got to get out there, man. Enjoy life. That's all I got to say.
Enjoy life. Throw over a couple tables while you're at it with relish.
Fucking know you fucking shake my head, bitch. Where the fuck are you from? I don't give a fuck, fool. I'm fucking traveling, dog. I'm fucking bitch. Shut up, fool. Alright, check your fucking stuff, dog. I'm fucking laughing, you dog. Shut up, fool. Fucking have that.
You haven't experienced anything like that?
No. Not lately. There's probably some stories that I just can't remember right now. I know that there was something that happened the last couple of days. It's not coming up in my head right now. If it comes up, I'll bring it up. But yeah, we could
Nothing else though?
That. Nope.
No. I got a little passage from the Bible to bring up here for you, Alec. I want you to interpret it and tell me what you think of it.
All right.
Isaiah 45:7. I create the light and make the darkness. I send good times and bad times. I, the Lord, am the one who does these things. So, you understand what it's saying?
Yeah.
Okay. It says that he creates the lightness and the darkness, so he creates good and bad. So, do you think that he's trying to say that he's the one that produces evil as well? Or how do you see that?
He did.
He did say that.
In the beginning.
Like a Genesis 1?
No. Read it again. Can you read it again?
I create the light and make the darkness. I send good times and bad times. I, the Lord, am the one who does these things.
Yeah, we actually talked about this at our what is it, like small groups or home groups.
There are a lot of people bring
Sunday.
this up. Like, it's a big thing.
It wasn't necessarily this passage, but it was just on this topic. So we had a whole conversation about this, and they were like, so is it God that brings bad, or does he allow bad stuff to happen?
Right.
And
so in some passages he said that he allows it, but in this one he specifically says, I'm the one that makes darkness and I create evil. Like, that one was a bad or what is it called? The switching of languages. Is it called
Yeah,
interpretation?
it's no a translation over the
Translations,
years,
yeah.
right?
So this one's
They
King James.
translate it,
It's a
yeah.
little bit better. I form the light and create the darkness. I make peace and create evil. So right here, he's saying that he creates evil.
So he created the devil, which is evil,
Correct.
right? So it's just how you interpret it, probably, because what we came up with is we say that at the home groups, the final answer was God creates like evil. He brings bad times to you because if it doesn't matter if he allows it, like he knows it's gonna happen. It's
Mhm.
just it is what it is, you know.
And
They brought up the passage of Job, the chapter where what happened to Job, and they were explaining where how devil kept coming back and he kept saying like, "Oh look, uh, wait, no, God came to the devil's. God told the devil that look, he's still standing strong, right? I don't know how
Mhm.
to say that, but yeah, he's still standing strong, and devil kept trying to tempt him because he kept trying to tempt Job. You know, that was God's man.
right. So would you
So
say that? All right, you can continue if you had something.
no, say it.
Oh, I said so. In a like other passage, God said that He is like the Almighty and is good, and in this one, He's saying that He produces evil. So would you say that God is in a way evil at times, or how do you
No,
see that?
no. The way I see it is that there's
He's
no good.
neutral. Okay.
There's no good without there's no light without dark, right?
So you're
You won't
saying
have any
that
light with
every
darkness.
action has an opposite and equal reaction?
I no, not necessarily. We're not bringing up physics in this,
Nah,
but
okay.
this isn't. We're not talking about physics. But I think that um, God allows it to happen because you wouldn't know what good or what love is without hate, I
Mhm.
guess, or without even neutrality. You won't understand what light is if you've never seen anything before. I That's just how I see
So
it.
like he kind of sends bad times because he knows that's what's needed in your life, and that can like test you and like maybe if you follow the steps correctly or like I guess don't make the wrong mistakes, and then you can somehow turn that into a positive, or that'll lead you to the right thing.
Yeah, that's exactly
Okay.
how. Yeah. So you said test, but for we're used to like reading the Bible. We know what test means. Uh, Tests also can mean like building you up, right? So
Trials and tribulations.
exactly. So with trials and tribulations, you grow. You know, how are there's so many stories of how the rich people got rich like from they were really broke when they were children and then they get rich, you know. Um and they value it way more than the people that were rich from birth.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care
Because
about
they
their
worked
money.
hard for it. They know
Yeah.
what it took.
Yeah, and they don't understand like growth, but the people that became rich, they understand growth. So that's just how I see it, I guess.
Wait, so
But
how are you connecting to that to the verse
no, I
I
was just
read?
I was talking about growth. I
Oh,
was
okay.
connecting the money with growth, but I'm not talking
So
about
you're
the
trying
money
to
with the
connect
first
the
question.
Bible to money.
No, not at all.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay, that was pretty good. I liked your interpretation right there. Put you on the spot. I don't know. I didn't
I
expect
think
you
I did
to.
pretty well.
Yeah, you did pretty good. Like that's a pretty tough question. I didn't expect you to actually answer it that well. But look at that. That's a man of God right there.
Now I got to drink some water after that tough question.
Yeah. No da. Is that it for the intro? Or do we got something else? You have anything else to bring up?
Um, do I have anything else to bring up?
We can dive in if that's it. That's all.
I think that's it for today. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
have any many updates for today.
I mean, yeah, actually, yeah, that's good for the intro. Let's dive right into mental health. So we got people. So like, let's bring up being unmotivated at first and how to like deal with that. So I personally have had like stretches in my life where I've been unmotivated or like I just didn't want to do anything and I didn't have any plans or any goals. And I just kind of felt like hopeless. I'm like, bro, what am I gonna do with my life? Like, did you have anything like that before, or
Oh, for
you have?
sure.
You
I've
have?
had a lot of time as well where I was like, I have no idea what's gonna happen in my life,
Mm-hmm.
or even if I want to do anything. Because no, you always I want to do something, but I didn't know what to put my energy into, and
And
it's just
like you
like
weren't really like trying
you
to
can
achieve that goal or thinking of anything in a way.
I didn't know of a goal. You understand? Like there was
Yeah.
no goal in thought. It was just like I have no idea what I want to do. You know, it was just like when you're just lost. I
Mm-hmm.
guess
Well,
you could
like
say that lost.
I can give a little, like maybe a little backstory. In middle school and like elementary school, no one really expects like kids to be motivated or like thinking about their life. So I don't know if that's really good. Um, no, I can't think of the word, but like that's not really a good example. Like I just kind of when I was in that age group, like I wasn't thinking about life, about the future. I was just having fun. And then in high
Mm.
school, I started like kind of getting more into like, hey, I want to do this. I like want to start a business. Everything. I don't feel like having a normal job and just like kind of following the matrix, you can call it, like everyone else.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to like do something with my life, but I didn't know what to do, and I felt like hopeless. I'm like, bro, like, am I lazy or am I stupid? Like, what am I gonna do? And then recently, I started kind of like setting goals for myself and listening to certain like motivation things that like help you, I guess, evolve your mind into like a grind mindset. And I started getting into good habits, like going to the gym daily. So like I want to keep on improving myself that way, and I feel like that really helps my mental health. So that's like one of the first things that helped me start kind of envisioning a dream for my life or like doing something bigger than just being a normal person. I think the
Wait,
gym's what
what
like
did you said
the
gym?
gym. Yeah, I feel like
Okay.
when I first started working out, I was like it brought me to that type of mindset where like I had like started to actually have goals for myself, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
And I feel like what really gets you like motivated or out of that like ditch or rolling down type of trend is creating a schedule for yourself on like a daily schedule that you can follow and like good habits that you can kind of set in your life. So you want to maybe like talk about your backstory of how you might have gone like motivated
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
yeah
I was probably very similar timing. It was just I'm a little older than him, so kind
yeah
of back maybe a year or two. But I was a I was a very big gamer. I guess I always had like a goal. I guess like college goal
mm-hmm
because I was always really into computers and like everybody's like, oh yeah, you just go into computers, you'll have no problem. So I always had that in the back of my head as like, oh, I'll just do that if anything doesn't work out. But I always wanted to create a business or do something that didn't require me to work a 9 to 5. I was disgusted by the thought of like
right.
going to work every single day from 9 to 5.
Like it might pay the bills, but it's like, shoot, if you think about it, like you're sitting there all day just to make like maybe 100, $200, and then
Yeah.
it's just the same thing over and over again. And what really makes me upset, or not necessarily upset, but like not want to do that, is the fact that someone else is making money off of your hard work, and it's like, why
Yeah.
do they deserve the money? Like I should put in my own hard work and build something for myself. Like I realized it that they built that up and then they gave you that opportunity, but in my mind I'm like, shoot, I don't want to give like other people my time and turn that into their money. Like I want to do that for myself, and that's kind of what's been motivating me recently.
Yeah. When that's very similar to what happened because when I was working with my dad
Hmm.
in tile,
Yeah, same
I
here.
just look, yeah, I just look at the top guy and he was just, and it's
Chilling,
always the top, yeah,
balling.
they're balling, but the guy above my dad, the boss guy, he was broke. Like he made a bunch of money, he just wasted it all on trips to Mexico, and then he didn't pay taxes for workers, stuff like that. It was insane. Like, I was just
Living
like,
the
what's
dream.
going on? I was like, what's going on? What is wrong with this guy? He has like a nice house, in Antelope. I guess it's a decent area, but
Yeah.
he has a nice house. And then he just went into bankruptcy after not paying taxes for workers. It's like, yo, you spent all that money that you're making, like I didn't understand. And
Right.
I'm like, yeah, he's making a lot of money, but he's not doing anything. Is he dumb or what's going on? And then I was like, I don't want to work for this guy, to be acting like that. It's like,
Right.
it's very like demotivating. It's like, I'm working for this guy. Like, come on.
I had the same
Yeah.
experiences as Sonic. Like, well, my bosses were good. Like, they worked hard and everything, and they're my friends. So, like, I respected them. But every other employee there was making the same amount as me. But you know how fast food is. People just sit around and, like, they're like, oh, I don't get paid enough to do this. And they, like, have that mindset. And I'm like, bro, just work. Like, it makes it easier for everyone. But they, like, never listened. And so I pretty much had to work for a couple of people. And I worked harder than just, like, a normal, like, fast food worker should work.
Yeah, you
And
had to
it's like,
pull an extra like two or
yeah,
three
and
people
it's
along with you.
demotivating when people don't work and like I'm over here hustling. So I had that, and obviously you're not getting paid good with fast food, so like I couldn't handle that anymore. It's just boring. So I ended up just leaving from that and started in construction with my dad during the summertime. That was obviously better because we started picking up jobs for ourselves, but still someone else is making money off of you, and like they got to make their part, so you're not making as much as you like fully could if you're just working for yourself, or because we still have to pick up jobs from
Yeah, it's
certain
still
people, like,
contracted.
yeah, contracts, so you're making less. So that's kind of just a little demotivating, but I was still happy with the amount of money I was making. Like I'd be happy to be doing that right now, just I can't with college. So that's why I kind of stopped working in construction. I don't have as much time.
Hmm.
So we can get
Yeah.
into our do you have more?
No, you could go ahead.
I was just gonna move on to a little bit different
Yeah,
topic.
let's
You're good?
let's
Okay.
move on.
Sure. Getting into
Actually, wait up. I just want to say I wasn't trying to be rude about the worker, the boss guy.
Well, still, like,
I made him sound very bad. He wasn't that bad. He was just maybe like
he was irresponsible.
he was irresponsible. Maybe like didn't know any of the information. Like, but it's still in the same like
Oh, like you didn't know
realm.
his.
He didn't know any of the information. Like that he had
Mhm.
to pay taxes or anything like that. You know, like it's still on him. But I'm not trying to be rude.
What do you mean? He doesn't know he needs to
Like-
pay taxes.
Like for workers, because it's different when you have an LLC
that his, like, first
and like
time
your
doing
own
that?
taxes. It was probably his first time doing it,
Oh,
so
okay.
I could be being too harsh on him. Like the guy had no idea, but I'm not trying to be rude on that guy. Like
Well, you
it
live
just
and you
taught me a
learn, right?
lesson, I guess. It taught me a
Yeah.
lesson too. Yeah. So
To be more.
please move on.
Please move on.
Please move
Okay, I'll
on.
move on. So we can talk about our schedules and like habits we follow to stay motivated. So you want to start? Do you have anything that you
Yeah,
how
I
your
could
day goes?
start.
And yeah,
Yeah. So we talk about like the whole day, like just
or
like
like
the
no,
stuff
just
that
just habits
make
you do
us
on a daily
habits.
basis. Yeah.
Ah, for around a year now, I've been going to the gym consistently. 6 times a week is 5 to 6 times a week.
It's the goal.
Depending, that's the goal. So I think that's the big like standard, I guess. It's like putting yourself up and making the goal of going 5 to 6 times a week, even though you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
It shows discipline and it teaches you discipline, and I guess not necessarily motivation, but it keeps you disciplined because motivation comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
But discipline, if you have discipline, you'll do it either way.
Another word for that.
But if you have discipline, you'll do what needs to be done either way. So I think I've heard that somewhere where discipline
I know what you mean. Something about like how
catches up.
motivation is like people like to think about like how you're so motivated and like how do you go to the gym and stuff, but that's not the thing.
Hmm.
It's like that you're disciplined because like you said, motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what like allows you to do something on a daily basis because like you don't want to do something, but you do it because you set that in your mind and like it just that's something you want to achieve, so you're gonna do it every single day.
So I actually have a like a way to say it, I guess.
Okay.
Motivation, I guess, starts you off, and then discipline fills in the holes, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, if that
Yeah,
makes
that's a good
sense.
way.
It's like motivation like will get you into it, but discipline will keep you there and will keep you striving forward, I guess.
Yeah,
And I think discipline is definitely more important. I don't know, more important.
it
They're both
is.
very
It is.
important, but
Discipline is the
discipline
one that's
is
important.
discipline is very important.
Because you said
So
motivation comes and goes, so like you gotta keep on track.
yeah, but also, do you know what you would be without motivation? Like I have no idea. Like I don't know. Like if you had zero motivation to do anything, like for life at all, you'd probably be nowhere as well.
Well,
Like
that's
you
depression. That's the definition of it.
yeah, I guess. So you need both, but
Yeah.
discipline is just uh, icing on a cake, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Show anything else?
Anything else?
You
I
just go
think
to the
that.
gym. That's it.
Oh shoot! Oh yeah, I forgot even what we were talking about. To be honest, so yeah, I go to the gym. I have a strict, I guess, meal plan. Not very strict, to be honest, but
Okay.
calorie
Let's be
wise,
honest here.
calorie wise, I try to
You
eat
have a
like a certain
goal.
amount. I have a goal. Yeah,
There you go.
goals, I guess. It's just the goals that I like to set and I would like to complete. And maybe in college, I have some goals like I need to get this done by this certain time. I set goals that might be part of my daily routine, but it's not necessarily daily, it's more like weekly. Um, I set goals for me to finish, and I guess that keeps me motivated and the discipline, I guess, fills in
Mhm.
the rest. Yeah.
So I can go on to mine. It might like bring up some
Yeah, I'm
sparks in your head. Yeah.
exactly.
So what I do, I started doing this recently where I try to go to sleep earlier around I would say like 11:30ish, and like I'm just starting off right now. So like hopefully I'm going to start getting better with my sleeping schedule, sleeping habits, go sleep like 9 and wake up early because I've been listening to these motivation videos my brother sends me and they honestly work so well. It gets me going. And they say that like waking up early like eliminates the I guess like wasting time because when you stay up late at night, you usually are less motivated to like work on things and you're like, oh, it's nighttime, I'm just gonna like watch a movie or I'm gonna go and watch YouTube, maybe like play games or something like that. And I just like noticed that in my experiences as well, like I'm not doing anything at nighttime, like I'm already like more on the tired side. I'm like I'm just gonna chill for today, like no homework. But when I wake up early, like it's a fresh day, so I'm gonna be like, shoot, I'm not gonna spend like my time right now watching YouTube. I'm gonna go eat right now, and then so I'm gonna go through my day now. So I like wake up, eat, then like I'll play my guitar, go through a couple of my chords and stuff. Right now I've been learning guitar scales, so I know how to read somewhat notes and like I know a couple songs and how to play chords. So recently I've been doing
Mhm.
guitar scales and I want to kind of get into that, just understand music a little better. And I do that for like maybe 30 minutes at least every single day. And right after I read the Bible just to make sure I'm like keeping my spiritual connection very well. That's very
Mhm.
important in our lives. And then I'll pray right after that, and afterwards I shoot play guitar, Bible, and then I start working on homework. I usually have school mid afternoon, so like maybe 12, 1, somewhere around that time, depending on the day. So before I go to school, I'll work on homework or anything else I have. Usually just try to finish homework between Monday and Wednesday just to get it done and out of the way. And then if I have no homework, I'll either work on like video editing for our podcast or do like some music things. So I've been trying to produce music, kind of just like getting into that because I'm interested in creating songs eventually. So just try to stay busy. Obviously, it doesn't work out all the time. I'll go on my phone or like have off days where I just like don't feel like doing something. So I'll like watch YouTube. But I try to fight that, you know? It's all about being disciplined, right? You were saying. And afterwards, I'll go to school. That's obviously a daily thing or a weekly thing. Get that done. Gym in between there. Like, same as Adik, I go 6 days a week. And I've been doing that for a year and a half, like 6 days a week. Before that, I did for half a year for like 4 days a week. And then I think other than that, like, that's pretty much my, like, daily habits or daily things I do, like my schedule. And I might like do some other stuff depending if I have time, but that's mainly what I do every single day. I feel like that helps me stay on track and like kind of work towards the goals I have in life right now, which is music, doing some social media stuff like this podcast, and just getting my degree, becoming fit, you know, just all of that. And maybe another goal or habit is eating healthy. I try my best. I am bulking right now, so I like allow myself to have some, I guess, cheat meals or something else than just like beef, steak, whatever, all the like healthy meals. So I try to stay on the healthy habits, but it's like I sometimes let myself loose, you know.
I mean, it's a bulk, right?
Yeah, well, 30-ish bulk.
I mean, what I heard. I'm trying
You have
to
anything
keep
else to add into yours?
to mine.
Well, I take showers every day. That's a good thing too.
I didn't realize we were
take
just
showers
telling
every
it. I didn't realize we were just talking about our days.
What do you mean? I was talking about my habits.
Oh, habits. Okay. I guess I just didn't understand like the question maybe because I thought we were
Okay.
it was just like a type of question for what we do specifically to stay motivated. Are all of those stuff like specifically to stay motivated, or is it
Just to
more of
stay
like
disciplined, because if
habits?
I continue to stay on that habit, like that helps me improve myself and like say, oh, I did it yesterday, I did it the day before, so I'm gonna continue doing this every single day, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
keeps me on my like my grind mindset and just to keep on improving myself. Because if I stop doing one of those, I'm like, hey, I mean, since I stopped doing that, I can stop doing this one right here, and it's gonna make me fall apart. So if I stick on that like daily schedule, it's gonna help me improve. And like that's kind of what I'm saying. If people make a schedule for themselves and have habits that they just follow every single day, that'll help them stay like motivated and on that grind mindset, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what helps. That's like what successful people do. They just do something every single day, even if they don't want to. Like that's what it comes to at the end of the day. Being disciplined is doing like working hard on your passions every single day.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything to update. I
You don't read the Bible every day?
if I'm being honest, no, I don't.
Okay.
There's nothing I
No,
can
that's
say
cool.
about it.
No, that's cool. Nah, I'm not gonna judge you for that. I'm kidding. I've definitely
mean-
like been in parts of my life where I'm like, I haven't read a Bible for like a couple months, but I feel like why I'm doing it right now is because I've created those habits for myself, and so it's easier for me to just do it every single day.
Well,
'Cause it's like,
I have different habits, I guess, for God specifically. I like
mhm.
put like a little bit of time, I leave for Him, not specifically to read the Bible. I just talk to God, pray
Just pray, yeah.
for a couple of minutes. I think I know that reading the Bible is important, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more valuable to spend time with him, and have a personal relationship with him. It's not a replacement. It's more like a, like double.
Yeah.
It's more the
Right.
same thing as discipline.
You definitely have to do both.
Yeah, it's the same
Or
thing
it's
as
not you
discipline
have
and
to, but
motivation.
like it's definitely beneficial if you do both.
Hmm.
And personally, I do think that praying and having that relationship is important, but I wouldn't even say it's more important than reading the Bible though, because like if you read the Bible, that like shows that you're willing to spend time learning the scripture, and that allows you to like guide your life in a specific way that you're supposed to.
But
You
then
know?
there's also people that read it specifically to go against. Like I don't think that's. I still don't agree with you on that. I think that having a personal relationship with God is more important than, you know. Okay, I'm not saying that this or that. Like it's you got to do both. There
Mm-hmm.
has to be both. There is no one or the other. It has to be both. So like I kind of said, like motivation, and then discipline. What I see, relationship with God, I see it more as the discipline, where it like fills in the blanks of the stuff that you don't know,
Okay.
with the Bible. That's what I see it as. Like there's some stuff, but like if you have a relationship with God, it fills in the parts that you might not know. It's like on your heart. You speak with him, you communicate with him. I really don't know how to explain this, but that's the best I can
I
do.
see it the other way around, where Bible fills in the holes that are missing, and then God's like, okay, yeah, I see what you like. It's important. It's probably more important to have a relationship with God, but you like the Bible is necessary.
Oh, I
And
never said
you
it
said,
isn't. Of
yeah, like
course,
you said
of
that.
course.
We're on the
Yeah,
same idea, or like this. We have the same mindset about this. We're just
yeah.
arguing for no reason, honestly. But yeah,
There's no need for arguing about that.
remember,
Yeah,
read your Bible.
yeah.
Read your Bible, Adik. Say it. Speak it
I'm
into
gonna read
the.
my Bible.
How often?
Uh, 5 times a week.
5 times?
5 times a week.
Every day. Every
Okay.
day.
Every day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Every day.
Respect. Anyways, as I was saying, I have
Before you were
really good
rudely
habits
interrupted.
as. What? Say it.
Before you were so rudely interrupted.
Rudely interrupted. No, before I was set into a momentary. I don't even know what I'm saying. Before I was shocked, pretty much.
Okay.
But yeah, as I was saying, I have a really good diet plan, and I just make sure not to like eat anything unhealthy usually. But yeah, I don't know. I just like to stay on the clean lifestyle, lean bulk.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Bro, you too?
Yeah.
Taco Bell? Is that Taco Bell? Bruh. Unbelievable. That's nasty. How do you eat Taco Bell?
But what are you eating right now?
Pizza.
That looks nasty.
Pepperoni pizza is nasty.
It looks like 3 days old. Is that 3-day-old pizza?
No, we got it
Oh.
today.
Okay.
It's, I don't know. I hate Taco Bell, bro. It's so cheap.
I'm chewing this and I'm about to throw up from it, but whatever.
You do you. Keep eating that garbage.
I need to hit my calorie goal.
That's one way to do it, right? You want to stick to your daily habits and improve yourself. That's one way to do it. I'm messing with you. So, are you going to start waking up early too?
No,
Why not?
I'm joking. I need to do that.
I feel like it's really good to do that. And if you do that, once you start doing it, it's easier to fall asleep earlier. And then once you like have your body get used to like falling asleep at the same time, then you can like fall into that habit, and you'll fix your sleeping cycle.
Yeah, no, I don't have like a broken sleeping cycle. Like I could fall asleep at like 12 or
Anytime.
whatever. Not necessarily any time, but like I can rearrange my sleeping cycle
Mm-hmm.
like in like maybe 2 days, maybe 1 to 2 days. It depends on like the situation. But like I just stay up, on TikTok till 2 a.m. if I'm being honest. Like I go to bed maybe like at 1:30 and I say like 30 minutes till 2 and I'm like, so I go to bed, what do I do? I just like
You're wasting time.
wasting time exactly.
Yeah, I have that same like problem where I like at nighttime I'll before I go to sleep I'll go on my phone for 30 minutes to an hour. Excuse me. But I think yeah, I definitely need to start just like not put my phone like across the room and do not go on it before you go to sleep because I feel like that's what keeps me up at nighttime. It's like scientifically proven that the blue lights from your phone keep you up and it imitates the sunlight, so you're not releasing melatonin and you can't fall asleep. So you just stay up and wasting more time that way trying to fall asleep. So I think
Do
it's
you
better.
think that do you think that it affects everybody the same way? Because there's people that put your phone down and just pass out.
Well, that just means
Like
they're super exhausted. If they're not like super exhausted and they're on their phone before, it's gonna keep them up.
no, but I do that every single day. Like as soon as I put my phone down, like I put on like I go to bed with like a racing, like it's just some random like noise. I just need noise in the background. I put it
Mhm.
down, and then I lay down like maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm out.
I don't know. Maybe I guess it might affect people differently. I guess people are different, but it is proven that being on your phone like within an hour of falling asleep or a couple hours affects your sleep. It might not like cause you to or like not affect your ability to fall asleep, but you're gonna not have the same quality of sleep. You might not have like your REM sleep or whatever, or you're
Mhm.
not gonna get as healed overnight. I don't know the right word, but recovery.
Well,
Like your
yeah.
recovery is not gonna be the same. So I feel like
So
it's definitely better to stay off electronics within like an hour of falling asleep.
okay.
And
That's a
kind of
lot
what
of time though.
It is,
An
but
hour is a long time.
I think I'm
Like,
gonna
what do
try
you
to
do
start
in that
doing that.
hour?
I
What do you
mean,
do in that hour though?
get ready to go sleep, brush your teeth,
Well, that
You
takes what,
can-
5-10 minutes max.
maybe have like a little snack, pray, read the Bible. That's
Midnight
when you can
snack.
read your Bible, bro. Reading also helps you fall asleep right before.
It's on your phone though.
Doc,
I know you have a Bible. I don't have a Bible.
lesson here. Reading on your phone is
That's a
not
lie.
as
I
good.
have many
kidding.
Bibles. I have many
Yeah.
Bibles around the house. They're just in boxes over there. In the garage. They're in boxes. If I needed a Bible, I just put it
Yeah,
on my
you're
phone,
just-
if anything. I just
Pretty much throwing God
Yeah.
away in your life. Just throwing it out into boxes. Come on, Alec. You have to have a Bible on your desk.
Why are you attacking me so hard?
Alec, because I wanted you to improve.
I'm joking,
This is
I'm
a
joking, I'm joking.
podcast where
Nah.
we're being honest and
Dude,
stating our.
they even in church like, yeah, you guys can pull your Bible out. Everybody takes out their phones all at the same time.
I'm
Pull
kidding.
your
It's
Bible
fine
out.
to have it on
Yeah.
your phone, but I think it just like it's better. You have less distractions because if you have a notification, you're like, oh, I'm gonna think about this or something like that.
I
think
just
it's
can't
better.
stand reading. Like it just pisses me. Like from like a book, I just can't like. I remember reading in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time I remember reading. Like after middle school, high school, I couldn't read. I couldn't read in high school at all. Like not a single book. I just hate reading on paper, I guess. I hate reading in general, but I guess it's easier on the phone. It's like like it's like in case I get a notification, it'll be right there,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I can't really tell why, but
I usually don't read unless if I have something for school or
same.
the Bible. That's like the only thing I do. I don't read for fun, like books. Probably not the best thing.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Probably not
It's
the
good
best.
to read and like develop your like that's a good way to develop your vocabulary and your thinking skills, but it is what it is. Maybe that's another thing we can work on.
That
But yeah,
is probably.
mainly what I'm focusing on right now is going to sleep and spending less time on my phone, because that's a problem that a lot of people have, is overusing their phones. And it is
Oh
the
yeah.
technology of the future, and like that's going to be a big part of it, but I just feel like
It already is.
yeah, it's better if you I just know like whenever I spend less time on my phone, I feel happier. I feel like less tired in a way, and I'm just like I just feel better at the end of the day, and like fall asleep knowing that I've had a good successful day, you
Well,
know.
when you look at like just imagine right now, imagine your perfect life. Just imagine the day of your perfect life, right? It's going
Okay.
through your head. Do you even have a phone in your hands at all?
No.
Exactly. It's like,
How do you imagine your perfect life?
how do I
Right.
imagine my perfect life? I
Or a
wake
perfect
up,
day?
yeah, wait, perfect day. I wake up. I'm in a nice ass house. There's some
Uh-huh.
nice ass breakfast, you know. I take a
Wait,
shower. What's up?
no, go ahead, sorry.
I take a shower. I get in a nice ass car. I go
Just
wherever I need to go.
you're like nice ass, huh?
Very nice ass stuff. So I get in a Koenigsegg, right? I drive to the beach. You know, I get on my yacht. Yeah.
I've heard enough. I see what type of person you are.
Okay.
Materialistic.
Very materialistic.
You need to change that.
Well, of course I'll have you by my side. You know, like in the
No.
Koenigsegg. Just
See, I don't even see you in my picture. What I see is me on the beach
wow,
and
wow.
chilling
That's insane.
like this, shirt off, hopefully shredded, but you know, I guess perfect life doesn't mean you're shredded because you have to work for that. I'm kidding. But just chill on the beach, wife right here, family playing out in the ocean. Just hear the calm, peaceful waves crashing over and over again. Just a coconut in my hand, just drinking it, you know? That's what I imagine.
Wow, he chose a girl
Paradise.
over me. Wow.
Family. I chose family.
Family? I am your family.
Extended family.
Family. We could be...
Extended family.
No. Bruh. Wow.
You can be
Insane.
playing in the ocean
You,
too.
you don't even have a podcast with her. You have a podcast with me.
Well, I don't even have her.
Exactly. You already chose her. You don't even know who she is.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about the dream.
Hey, whatever.
I have you already, so I don't need to think about you
Wow.
in my dream. I've achieved.
Wow.
Dude, you tripping,
All
man.
right, all right, all right, all right.
You tripping.
All right, yeah.
You think you're
You don't have a
special?
phone in your hand. You don't have a phone in your hand. Like when you're thinking about your perfect life, there's no phone in your hand. Like
Right.
unless you're like doing stocks or something like that. Like that's your perfect life.
Yeah, but that's not something you look forward to do. That's something that
yeah.
you do to make money.
Yeah,
Or lose
but that
money,
is
in my
perfect
case.
life. You just money on your phone, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah,
See, I don't think about that. I just think about peaceful.
you think about peace.
Yeah, having
Peaceful.
a peaceful day and just
I
relaxing.
think there's no such a thing as peaceful. To be honest, there's never gonna be peace.
But
just
you can have a day where there's peace in your life.
You just gotta
Or
get
moments.
used to the craziness of life. You know.
But that's not what you think about when you're having your perfect day.
Honestly,
Right?
my perfect day.
You
I don't
already said
know.
what your perfect
I
day is.
said what my perfect day is, but I didn't like speak on like who was there or anything like that.
Mhm.
Like obviously I want to wake up next to like someone that I absolutely love, and who loves me back. You know, like I want a perfect wife. Not necessarily.
Okay,
I don't want her to be
let's
perfect,
go on,
but perfect
let's go
for
on
me,
to the next
I guess.
topic. On confidence. Are you confident?
Like confident? I'm pretty confident. Yes.
Explain yourself.
What do you mean?
How are you
Confident in
confident?
myself? I'm pretty
Yeah.
confident in myself.
Okay. Do you carry yourself
Yeah,
differently, or what do you mean?
yeah.
How would you explain yourself explain
Well,
that you're confident?
if you're confident, I guess there's it's just all like everything goes with it because it's just confidence. Like if you're confident in yourself, confident in who you are, you will walk a certain way. You will give off a certain type of energy. Like there's no like people know when there's fake confidence and then when there's real confidence. It's like it might be very similar, but it's still a bit different. Like when you carry yourself, when you even how you walk. There's just confident walks.
And there's
Have you
cocky
seen?
walks as well.
Have you seen? Yeah, I mean, cocky is confident. Have you
No,
seen Conor McGregor walk?
I have.
Yeah,
I feel like that's goofy
he's
though.
coffee.
That's
He's
an
cocky.
that's an act as well.
It is,
You
but
gotta.
yeah, but it's still
No one thinks.
that's
Okay, I
cocky.
don't know. I guess that's cocky confidence. That's true. The same. It's like cockiness can still be viewed as confident, but
It okay.
my
The only
ideal
thing,
look of it is being like a humble confident, where like you're comfortable, but not like
shoving it
throwing
under people's
yourself.
face.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
I
you just
understand.
like if someone says something to you, you're like, okay, cool, like that won't affect me, but like I'm not gonna be like I don't know. It's like not firing back and just always being humble. I feel like that's like the best way of being confident, and that's kind of how I view it. You agree? Or do you like the
No,
Conor
yeah, I
McGregor
agree. No, I'm
better?
not cocky. I think cocky. I don't like when people are cocky confident, but it's like sometimes, not necessarily sometimes. It's like when you look at somebody uh, that's even rich, or you know, when you look at somebody high and they do something that's just regular, sometimes it comes off as cocky. Like people be like, "Oh, why are you showing off something when you're just not trying to show off? You're just like, just
Well, that's
living your normal
kind
life."
of in a if they're not being like arrogant, then those people that are saying that are just like in a way jealous.
Yeah.
Like that's the
So
way you can explain it, but
yeah, I guess that's it.
yeah. Um. So what would you say to people that are unconfident or insecure? Like, were you at any point in that position, or
Oh yeah.
what is like a word you can say? You were in that position before?
Oh yeah. Were
Talk
you?
about that. Me? I
Yeah.
was, but I want you to talk about it first.
Okay. You want me to talk about it? Honestly, I don't even know what to bring up. There's just a lot. Like it's insecure. Those are big topics. I was probably in middle school the first time that like just like something sparked in my head. I was like, what am I doing? Like I at that time like I didn't care about anything. I didn't care about like what I look. Like there comes a time where you're just
You
like,
start caring about what you
yeah,
look like and try
you
to improve
start
yourself.
you start care yeah. You're like, "Oh, I was like, "Oh, I need to do my hair. My hair looks like ass." Like I need to do something with it cuz I look dumb. Like how
Right.
do I look to other people? And I guess that was sort of insecurity, but also like you have to level up to be confident. You don't start off like perfect. So, I guess that started me off um, to the growth of getting a little bit more
Mm.
confident. I guess because it didn't right away
You don't
become
really have like
confident.
experience where you were like insecure or anything like that.
Like one like single
At no,
experience
like at a
like.
point of your life where you were insecure and like couldn't like you thought like that you were worthless type of feeling.
Oh, of course.
So yeah, that's what I was
Same
saying. Like,
same time. That was probably the same time. But I honestly don't know. I've never really felt like I didn't really care
I see.
about like I
That's
felt
good.
like
Yeah, that's
I
what
wasn't like
Once you
not
start
complete.
not caring, that's when you like start improving, and that's when you start becoming more confident because you're like, whatever, these people can say what they want. I'm gonna stay true to myself, and I'm gonna start just doing what I like, and that's how you start improving.
Yeah, but it wasn't for the reason. I didn't care for the reason. It was like I tried to improve like for a little bit, but I was taking homeschool. I think like
Mm-hmm.
a year and a half after that. So 7, around a year and a half after I went homeschool, so I didn't really have anybody to show off to. Nothing really mattered. I cared about games. I cared about my computer.
Did you
That
think that being
that's it.
homeschooled maybe brought you to being kind of more insecure and like not knowing how certain people acted in your age group because you weren't exposed to that on a daily basis?
Ah, I wasn't insecure about that.
Well,
I
like,
honestly didn't care. Like the first time that I went out after like being homeschooled, like people might have made fun of me. Like I understand people might have made fun of me, but I didn't understand it that way. Like I
okay,
thought I thought I was cool.
because
Not like cool, but like you know.
most like some not like a lot of homeschooled people they're more like reserved, introverted, shy type of people, and they're just like I can say in a way that they're not
Yeah,
as confident because they're like they
that's the
don't know how
stereotype. Yeah.
people act and they're not experiencing like the trends and like people every single day, like how people act. So they're just like a little different, and sometimes that takes a toll on those people. Like they're not used to like the hate or like people making fun of them right when they like get back into, I guess, normal life, and they just it comes to them as a shock. So I was just wondering if that maybe happened to you when you went back to
Yeah,
high school.
I did go back to high school. I was just about to bring that up. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
it was weird because I never really got made fun of, I guess. It was like everything was just made like almost perfect. I don't know how to explain it. It was like I knew the senior, I guess, year students because I was a sophomore at the time. I knew a couple of the senior year students because Eric was a senior at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like I had no problems whatsoever. I had, just friends. I guess like girl problems, but that's like just girl problems. That doesn't really matter, you know. Like so there was like I was obviously insecure in front of girls, 100%. If you want to bring that up, we could bring that up. Like I was
Nah,
insecure in
that's a
front
little
of
bit
girls.
different.
That's different. Yeah. That's
Most boys
completely
are,
different.
honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, let me talk a little bit about mine. So, for me as well, like in middle school, that's when I started to care about my image. Like I stated before, I was like chubbier, and some people would like pick on me for that, like say, "Oh, you're chubby," and I was like, "Shoot, like this kind of sucks." Like I don't like being chubby, so I started doing some at-home workouts, but I wasn't really
Hmm.
in that mindset to like actually lose weight. Like I didn't, I guess, care enough. So for a couple years, I'd be like on and off working out. Like if people would make fun of me, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna work out, and I try to lose weight or something. But then like I'd be done, and I kind of just like in that type of habit, just going back and forth. And I think it was in middle school, so I was just like, whatever, like it doesn't even matter. And then when high school came around, I started going to a charter school, so it's completely new people because there's
Hmm.
like people from everywhere from our district. So I only knew probably like 4 or 5 people in my grade, and I wasn't even friends with them because most of them were just away from my friend group in middle school. So I met a bunch of new people. We were chill at first, and then like kind of halfway through the year, there was this kid that for some reason was like an absolute jerk to me, and he was like that alpha male type of person, and like I wasn't like that in ninth grade. I was more still like shy, kind of like just always being nice and like letting people take advantage of me. So this
So
kid,
basically, Andrew Tate bullying you.
I wouldn't even consider him to be Andrew Tate. He was just a complete jackass. Like this kid, like he used to, I don't know. He was messed up, and so everyone kind of like listened to him in a way, and they like all made fun of people. So like specifically, he would pick on this kid one day, and everyone would just like attack him. That one person that he picks on. It was just kind of like that. Like that's how our friend group worked, and I
Hmm.
got made fun of a lot at that time. So like I was like, I just wasn't used to that, and I feel like that was good for my growth because that allowed me to like realize who to trust and like who I should actually care about. And like at that point, I'm like, bro, I don't even care about these people. Like it's whatever. If they want to make fun of me, they can. And then some other things like happened to me in ninth grade where like life problems, and that kind of molded me to not care as much about like what other people say. And I feel like when I came back in 10th grade, I started like acting differently, and like people would make fun of me. I'd be like, haha, cool, like I don't even care. Or like I'd start firing back. I started like being more confident in myself. I'm like, if you're gonna say that to me, I'm gonna like say something back. Like I don't even care, type of thing. And I kind of like got more and more like that up until like 12th grade, and I was just like, I started becoming like actual douche. Like I didn't even care. Like if people are gonna say that, I'm gonna start saying things back, and then I'm just gonna make fun of people, like, or not make fun of, but like say stuff, because like if they said that to me before, I'm gonna show them the same type of attitude back. So
Yeah.
that's how I started acting. And then recently I realized that it's probably not the best thing. I wouldn't necessarily say it was necessary or intended for my growth, but it did help me grow, and it allowed me to kind of see what I want to be or made me feel like more confident, masculine in myself. But recently I've been trying to kind of like set back on that type of attitude, be more nice to people, but like still be confident and not care what other people say. So I feel like that was kind of my path of growth, and in a way those bullies kind of helped me become the person I am right now. Just an absolute alpha male.
Yeah. Would you say
You
that you
passed
were
it
a
on.
bully? Would you say that you were a
No, I
bully at
wasn't
the
a
time?
bully, but like I would say some stuff that I wouldn't say before. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like friendly mean, but sometimes not friendly.
Yeah. Did you have like this fake confidence? Because, at the beginning, or not necessarily at the
No,
beginning,
I was never
you
fake
lie
confident.
about, no, not necessarily even confidence. You would lie about stuff just to like make other people feel better about about them bullying you, so that like it would not necessarily make them feel better, but it would like make them think that you don't care.
Okay, yeah. I was like try to when I was in ninth grade. That's when I was still
Mm-hmm.
kind of like insecure, and I couldn't like hide my like true feelings, and I actually did care when people made fun of me. I would say
Yeah.
like I would laugh along, but then like like my facial expression showed I was actually upset, and I
Yeah.
would be like, bro, I don't even care. Like that's how I'd act. That's like
Uh-huh.
probably things I would say, and
Yeah.
like people could tell like I actually cared for sure.
Yeah.
Because like even after that, people in my school would bring up like, oh, like you remember when we used to make fun of you for this or for that, and then I'm like, yeah, you guys were jerks. But at that point, like I didn't even care anymore that they like said that. Like I forgave
Mm-hmm.
them, or like I wouldn't say oh yeah, I forgave them, but I just wasn't in that position to care. I kind of accepted what they said,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, that's a pattern, I think. Like the
It helped me grow
I
for
say
sure. That
it's a
bullying.
self defense, I guess.
Uh huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can talk so a little bit more on the being unconfident. So when people are making fun of you for
Mm-hmm.
like certain things in your life, like I said, like in middle school they made fun of me for being fat or something. Sometimes that could be a good thing because those things you can change, and if you are working on yourself to get better, so like maybe like your size of your body, you're trying to get bigger, you're trying to get skinnier, maybe like your looks, you're like maybe start eating better, drinking water, and I guess taking care of yourself, like better hygiene, or maybe being like people make fun of you for being dumb, maybe like say hey maybe they're right and start improving yourself. But then when people make fun of you for like things you can't control or like genetics or something like that, I feel like that's when you can draw the line, you know? Because I was talking about how when they made fun of me, that was kind of like a self improvement, or like I was able to see that maybe like, oh, I should probably work on these things, and it kind of helped me to grow.
Mm-hmm. Do you
So I feel like
think that do you think that kind of what do you mean by draw the line? Like
I think you shouldn't make fun of people for their genetics and things that they can't control. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But
You personally, though. You
Yeah.
personally, right? Okay.
and there is also limits where you should make fun of people for things that they can control. Like it should be still you trying to help them in a way, but like you're poking at them to improve. It's not necessarily like, oh, like you're a complete failure. You're like, look at you, you're fat. But like maybe like, hey, like maybe relax on that pizza a bit, and that'll like guide them to become aware of their situation and
Hopefully.
maybe motivate them. Yeah, it's like it's also depends on the person. Like everyone's different and how they take things.
Yeah, there's some people that are a lot more sensitive to stuff, and you just can't really say the same stuff that you would to like other people. So,
But then if you keep on saying like people keep making fun of you, I feel like you get used to that and get desensitized, and that'll also I mean I guess it depends if being desensitized. I can't talk. Being I guess having calluses, like that's a way to describe it.
Yeah.
Having a callus is a good thing or a bad thing, so I don't know. But once you start working on those insecurities and like trying to improve yourself, I feel like people at that point should stop making fun of you. And most people do. Like if you see someone fat at the gym working out or like skinny, you're not making fun of them. You're like, hey, good job. Like you start supporting them. And I feel like that's what most people do. Like everyone has their insecurities, and not everyone's not perfect. So when you see someone working to improve themselves, the average person won't make fun of you for that. So if you're like feeling insecure at the gym or whatever you're doing, just remember that if you're improving and trying to like make yourself better, no one's going to make fun of you. And some people I guess will, but screw those people, because they're the problem. Like they're the ones that are most likely insecure in themselves, and they're trying to attack people that are in a way like an easy target to improve themselves and make themselves feel better.
yeah, and for that, I guess that's what you need to practice. I guess your mental hardness. Like it's like at some point you have to stop listening to other people. Not necessarily even stop listening. You just have to stop. I don't know, caring maybe. Stop listening, because like if somebody tells you you're fat and you need to get skinny, you think about it. Like if I told you that when you were in middle school, it would have hurt you. But if I told you
Right.
that in high school, do you think you would take that differently?
It would still hurt me.
It would still hurt you, yeah.
I'm kidding, because I wasn't. I don't know. It depends. I wasn't insecure about that in high school. Is the thing, because I
You
was
weren't
already
insecure
like a
about
little
that?
bit more in shape
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
And like I guess I was chubby when I was on my bulks, but I would have a different mindset. I'd be saying
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm trying to improve myself. Like right now, I know I'm chubby, and if people say, oh, put pravivsa, saying like you gained weight, like I don't care. I'm like, yeah, I did. Like I'm a monster. I don't care. That's like
Yeah.
the mindset I have right
Yeah.
now. So it's different.
Yeah. But
So,
the thing is, the difference
mental
is
hardness. Maybe it is. Yeah.
mental hardness, and also the thing is, our grandma tells me that I'm too skinny and I need to get like you.
And
So-
she's not lying.
She's not lying. No, she's not. It's crazy though.
And then your parents are saying that you're too. Or
My
you need
parents
to stay
say
the
I
same
don't
size.
need I don't need to gain weight because I'm
Aye,
never
aye.
gonna stop. Like it's just attacks from every side. Ah,
That's why you got to stay true to yourself.
yeah.
Do only what you want to do. And with that, we're going to sign off. Thanks
Yeah.
for listening. Yeah, I think that's good. Thanks for listening, watching, guys. Come back next week, and peace.